Hi, today we shall read the second stanza of Keats' To Autumn. In the first stanza, we have seen that Keats described autumn as a kind of earth goddess who fills nature with ripe fruits and colorful and fragrant flowers. In the second stanza, autumn is not a passive giver. Rather, she actively participates in various activities and projects herself in different autumnal activities related to harvesting, such as a harvester, a reaper, a gleaner, and a cider-presser. In this stanza, Keats has personified autumn. According to Vabutos Chatterjee, autumn is projected in every object, in every activity related to harvesting. She is the sickle, she is the poppy, she is the corn, she is the cider press, she is the apple, she is everywhere and she is everything. Who hath not seen thee oft amid the store? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind. The stanza opens with a rhetorical question. And obviously, the implied answer to the question is that every villager who has gone outside the village must have seen you, must have seen autumn sitting carelessly on a granary floor. In the second line of the stanza, the word abroad does not mean a foreign land. Abroad here means outside the village. Generally, if you follow the geography of a village, the layout of a village, you will see that the cornfields generally they are located in the periphery of the village, and and at the center people live. So whenever you go outside a village, you have to walk through the fields. So whoever has gone abroad, gone outside the village, must have seen you sitting carelessly on a granary floor. Now what a granary floor is? Granary floor is a floor where the harvested crops are stored. The storehouse of crops is called the granary. So the harvester who has harvested for a long time is very tired, very exhausted. And she is sitting on the granary floor, and her long hair is softly lifted up by the winnowing wind. Winnowing is a very significant word here. Winnow refers to the act of separating the chaff from the grain, the husk from the grain, that is the outer skin of a grain. So winnowing wind, that means a soft and yet powerful wind that can drive the husk out and separate the grain from the husk or the chaff or the outer skin of the grain. Or on a half-reefed furrow, sound asleep, drowsed with the fume of poppies. Now, the description of autumn as a reaper is quite interesting. Autumn as a reaper is asleep, and she is asleep because she has been lulled, she has been put to sleep by the intoxicating fume of poppies. So there is a kind of conspiracy. The poppies have conspired to put autumn to sleep so that she may not or she might not continue the task of reaping and killing the poppies. The poppies have grown along with the corns. So the poppies are scared because the reaper has come to reap the crops. So if the reaper reaps, the poppies will also be reaped. So that's why they have conspired to put autumn to sleep, so that autumn may not reap them. Swath refers to the semicircular area that one stroke of the sickle covers. Meaning, if we strikes the sickle in a semicircular way, the area that can be cut, the area of crops that can be reaped with the help of the one stroke of the sickle, that area is called swath. So the reaper is asleep. As a result, the next swath is spared and the poppies are forgiven. Next, autumn is personified as a gleaner. Gleaner is another autumnal activity very well associated with harvesting. The people, the poor people in the countrysides who do not have their own lands, they come to collect the stray grains after harvesting is done. That act of collecting the stray grains is called gleaning. So autumn is personified as a gleaner. She has gleaned the stray grains and she has made a bundle of grains, and now she is walking with a bundle well balanced on her head. She is crossing a brook. Brook is a small river. Steady thy laden head across a brook. Laden head refers to the head of the gleaner with the load of the bundle well balanced on her head. Or by a cider-press. Now, cider-press is a machine for extracting apple juice and preparing cider. Cider is used in the manufacturing of cider wine, in the manufacturing of cider juice and other things. Or by a cider press, with patient look, thou watches the last oozings hour by hour. So here, autumn is personified as a cider presser. She stands near the machine, the cider pressing machine, and she is watching the last drops of cider very closely, and she has a patient look. Every cider presser has a very patient look, because cider pressing itself is a job that requires huge amount of patience. You have to wait for extracting even the last drop of cider or the apple juice. So autumn, as a cider presser, is standing very closely the machine of cider press, the machine of cider press. Yes, it's called the cider press machine, and she is watching the apple juice falling in drops, oozing in drops very patiently. So you see that in this stanza, Keats has personified autumn to suggest that autumn as a season is not a passive giver. She is well associated, she is well involved in every sort of work that is very, very common in autumn, especially in the countryside of Europe. Okay, goodbye. Let us meet in the next video.